realize how much I used to spam techies like 2015.
You
I was
do
awful.
fit the category. You fit the
I was
the
an awful.
profile.
I was an awful human being. I still am, but I don't play techies anymore.
All right, I'll give you. You know, you were willing to admit. I bet everyone right now in chat they're giving you a look that is kind of similar to what Techies has on the front of the little cart. You see those eyes? Those are
Yeah.
judgmental eyes right there.
There's a mean eyes. They're coming for you.
That's
Snake eyes.
those
That's
are the
what's up.
eyes that I pull out when someone picks Tinker in my pub games.
Man, they have the same combo, by the way, as well. The
Mm-hmm.
Axe techies.
Yep.
Pretty solid.
But then on the other side, FlyToMoon have gone for the same combo that they had last game. They don't care. But like, you know, we just dominated this game. You're the one that needs to change your draft. So lead the way, VP.
I think techies is actually pretty good versus these two heroes. They're pretty squishy and immobile, so you're gonna be able to. Not only that, but the silence is really strong versus both of them. Like silencing the Rubik can be, game losing for him. Same goes for the Jakiro, and that silence is very long. And then you have the Axe as well to follow up. Plus, it's not going to be that easy to zone out the Axe unless they get some really, really good position one to do so. Wow, a Lich. All right.
That sounded so sarcastic, like underwhelmed. Wow, a lich. It's almost like we're just back in the lich meta, and you've seen it every game. Like, oh yeah, great, lich picker. Let's can you guys
No, I'm
maybe
just
poke someone
surprised.
interest?
I didn't see way too many Lich picks.
No, it's kind of fallen off. It was very popular, like what month or two ago when we had a lot of Jug coming out. It was usually either lich or Grimstroke was high priority.
You could have something like Lich Ricky here, maybe for LTW. Wouldn't be that bad. I mean, it depends. They have a lot of options, and they will know what the position 3 right now is from FlyToMoon, most likely. So because of that, you will be able to combo properly with the Lich. No real. Okay, Slark has been banned out by FlyToMoon. They don't want to play against that, which is actually interesting because they did so well against that Slark, and it never felt like LTW was really a problem. I
But
think
maybe Iceberg just wants back to his mid lane. He's like, I'm not doing Kunker off lane again.
the other
Spam.
position one they banned out the last game was Terrorblade, I think, instead of the Slark. Maybe that's even better. I know LTW plays a really sick TB, so maybe you need to go back to your basics, back to your heroes.
FlyToMoon, they whip out the life stealer that we saw against the Techies earlier today when Virtus.pro pulled out.
Yep. It was Alliance, right, with the life stealer. Yeah. Nico Baby.
It caused
they
big
had some
problems for them there as well.
Yeah. They did have some other heroes as well that were really strong, like Viper. Those kind of guys.
Is there room for a Viper here? Like, if you're VP, you're pretty worried about a Viper pick right now because you have Troll and Axe.
It would be cool, I guess, for FlyToMoon because of the Troll and Axe, but is it really that big of a problem? I'm not sure. I think the problem for VP is also the techies, right? The 30% magic resistance that Viper eventually gets is also very solid versus all those mines. Plus, he's a hero that can bring a lot of utility to the team.
5 seconds
It
remaining.
is a solid pick. Is definitely a solid pick for Iceberg, but Iceberg, is he truly a Viper player? He's more of a Storm, Lena, these kind of flashy heroes. He's not a green hero lover.
I mean, you say flashy. He likes these kind of cut and dry heroes as well. We see him play a lot of the Shrek. We see a lot of Kunker as well. He's willing to just take that type of hero, the one that's just going to slowly come at you, shall we say. But you mentioned that Storm, actually, they're the ones to ban it out. So Iceberg, he's got something in mind that Storm would ruin his lane with.
It would be already. I don't think it's only about the lane. I think it would be a decent Storm game overall for Virtus.pro, and it fits in their kind of style of drafting as well. It's getting that Storm to be the first initiator, and then Axe can follow up would be pretty good. They do have some catch.
Well, they get the
Right.
DP. That gives them some push because, so far it was really just a Jakira. And
Oh.
then VP. I feel like we've seen this recently from Noah on the sniper. I don't think it went too well, but it is traditionally a good pick against the DP, right?
And versus Lifestealer as well. They don't really have any sort of reach besides general. All of these heroes are really immobile. They can slowly get to you, but they can't really breach into the background unless general jumps in with Swashbuckle or with Rolling Thunder. So
But
it looks like a really, really solid sniper game.
there's a big problem with that idea of him even trying to cut the back line. And it's that techies, right? If anything, you have to roll and thunder in early.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's maybe why this sniper could work very well, is because they've got Zayats on that techies.
The sniper could be a really, really, really good pick for them. I agree completely. The techies, basically, Virtus.pro is one of those teams that does draft sniper very often. I mean, very often. When I say that, I mean overall in the general scheme of things. When you look all of the teams,
Yeah,
there
they're the
isn't
only
really a lot of
ones really
sniper
doing it.
picked, but they pick it. If they see a good game, they pick it. And usually how they play around it is they set up this perimeter around that tier 1 so that it never falls in the first 20 minutes. They give their soul and heart to defend it until sniper gets online slowly and steadily. When you have something like a techies on your team, I think that becomes much, much easier.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the heroes that benefits from the game being slowed down and the way the fights are approached being a bit slower. And, I think you're right on the sniper factor as well. Like, the only teams we see run sniper, are few and far between. And even those ones, we don't see many of that sample group running it as a POS 2. Usually it's in the POS 4.
Yeah, Absor, position 4, or me ruining your lanes at position 4.
Then don't get me started on the people who have tried POS 5 sniper, because, I mean,
Oh,
if
I did it.
Yapsor can make it work as a 4, you could be a 5, right?
Look, truth be told, I did it a couple of times. My win rate on position 5 is 50%, on position 4 is much higher. I'm not saying it's a good position 5, but in pubs anything can work, really.
It is a weird one, right? Because like people are like, oh, when I get my ags, we're gonna win, and you're like, yeah, but so you need 4,000 gold to do something for me. Is that what you're saying?
Get it really, you get it really fast, and you don't need so much on a support sniper because your shrapnel does a lot early on. Not only does it allow you to farm stacks very fast, it also is pretty useful. It deals a lot of damage, and the slow is pretty significant in fights. And when the lane starts, if you take headshot first, you can actually trade versus most heroes with movement speed. If you buy boots and headshot, you can trade versus many heroes. So it's pretty solid. It's not bad.
Yeah, don't get me.
Obviously,
I was just saying, don't get me started on the fact that you can headshot on denies as well.
Yeah.
How do you like that? Do you feel like they should maybe remove the ability to proc those sort of things on denies? For example, Faceless Void bashing denies.
You deserve nothing.
If he's gonna bash the deny, not bash me, go ahead. Bash it. Bash it. As long as I'm not bashed 3 times in a row. Like last time, the Void that was hitting me, his bashes bashed. So didn't feel great.
Don't get me started on that painful experience. Sometimes RNG works for you, sometimes against you. I like spam and Pangolier, so I balance it out. I realize every once in a while the PA is going to one-hit crit me.
Yeah. Techies, Zayats, he's starting with the same build. He's going with 2 Fairy Fires and Ring of Regen. Why he's buying so much Regen is because in the lane, he's pretty much playing around Blast Off, and that's 100 mana. So he will get Soul Ring by the time he needs to actually use more mana. And this Regen will allow him to blast off in and still be kind of safe to get out of the danger zone and reset and do the same thing again.
Okay. More issues. A lot of tips coming out towards LTW. What does Viltela mean?
Blow away, I think. Yeah. Not sure, actually. Is it doesn't work or just shut? Like it means it got disconnected.
Okay.
It shut off. Yeah.
I was getting concerned there. I was like, Liz, for a long time, has been my go-to expert on these languages.
So this what they're saying is a little bit more toxic right now.
I noticed no
So there's-
fear.
Yeah, so Deti it means kids, and Rabotayut is work. So what he's saying is so Resolution doesn't understand it. Resolution is also like what? And now he got it. So basically, what Iceberg is doing here is he's saying that No Fear's little disciples are doing work and DDoSing the troll.
Oh.
Because No Fear was infamous for DDoSes back in the day. People say that he actually got high ranks by DDoSing Dota servers. Is that true or not? I have no idea. No Fear did prove himself as a player eventually, so don't.
Yeah, you
know,
gotta just fight back
believe
and
what you
say he
want.
didn't do it. It was bad because otherwise, what you're basically saying, Liz, is, hey guys, if you just crash the servers until you're top 100 and more, eventually you'll be good.
I mean, he did get picked up by a couple of good teams eventually, so it wasn't bad for his
Liz, you're not
Dota career. if that is how it happened, I'm not saying that it's good.
You know what you're like? You're like
Or
one of those
that it
people
happened.
that spends 2 hours talking about like JFK's assassination and going, and then you go, but I don't know. Maybe it was the CIA. Maybe it wasn't. After spending the 2 hours pretty much saying it was.
Maybe it was.
I don't know. He's got my tinfoil hat on. It could be anything, you bud.
Dude, I literally spent 15 minutes reading a discussion with a flat earther on Twitter today. Like he was trying to convince people that it's.
Oh god,
let's
it's
not-
flat
I
earth.
became
It's not worth
stupider.
the time. Yeah, please stop. General, he's saying
General?
please stop right now because they hit too hard. Fairy Fire will keep him up though. That's a lot of regen expended.
Rubik
Yeah.
though, there's a blast off.
Yeah, they're gonna go in. He could potentially die, but the cooldown's there for Lich. Instead, they'll settle for the fact that they've burnt practically all of FlyToMoon's initial regen on the top lane.
Aloha Dance actually started with quite a lot. If you click
That's
on
true,
him,
actually, yeah.
you'll
He's got
see that
double
he
tangos.
has. Yeah, he has 6 more tangos. General, yeah, not in as a good of a shape, but the couriers are flying in, so they should be fine.
It's interesting to see as well because we almost exclusively just see Rubik's go for those early boosts, right? Because it is such a sluggish hero without it.
Yeah, not Aloha Dance though. Every time I watch him, most of the time at least, he really invests into that region. And I think it's also about this lane. You're playing versus a Lich, so he will be spamming Frostblast on you all the time.
Yeah, especially on the Pangolier, those low stats at the start, he does feel the pain. The other lane as well, it's going to be a bit of a brawl back and forth. Always Want to Fly is losing out on that fight, and he could potentially go down. The Fairy Fire will keep him just healthy enough, though.
Get one last hit from Zayats. He was hoping that maybe a Sal will be activated too early by Always Wanna Fly.
I mean, it's a slow projectile, but it's not that slow that you don't notice. It's not like a Bane projectile. Actually, it's Bane. I think Bane is still the slowest moving projectile in the game, right?
I'm not sure, really. Shouldn't it be Techies?
Maybe
Like,
because of
it's
his
kind
range.
of flying over. Yeah.
Yeah. Like time to hit wise, but I think in terms of traveling, I think Bane still has it.
Yeah, could be because he's such a short range and it still takes a bit of time. Yeah, it could be true. I'm not sure actually.
Even looks flimsy. Like if you see the way that Bane actually throws like his arm, it's very much kind of like kind of trying to throw a ball, like Mr. Burns from Simpsons, where he tries to play baseball.
Top lane.
They try and drag him away, but the damage is done. General will go down, and that will be your first
They,
blood.
they were actually going on Rubik in the first place. They tried to kill Aloha Dance, but Rezo, actually General, he goes in there, he tries to save him, and he actually is the one that dies.
Oh, they still
Good
get it.
suicide bottom. Yeah.
Yep.
So good, right? Because they get Jakiro, and the solo experience is given to Resolution. So perfect situation for Rezo there.
Yeah, and just look at the XP difference. V-Tune's still got half a level to go until level 3, whereas Rezo's already there, and he's got the double point spins, so you're not feeling confident about hitting this axe now. Mid lane, however, is looking pretty spicy 4-0-1 so far. 12-2 to the 9-2. But this is what we expected. This is a sniper-favored matchup.
Yeah, it's not like he's crushing right now, but once he gets the second raid band, I think it should be much easier.
All right, scrap what I said about level 3 being a safe point. They just jump on him relentlessly and kill off the axe.
There's no rage on Lifestealer, actually. You notice that, so Blast Off can't really be dodged. Not yet, at least.
I guess his point at this stage is, you know, just attack speed, wail away at the axe, try and keep him on the defensive, because against the axe directly, rage does nothing. And as a result, actually, V2 21. Like, he's not really being stopped from hitting creeps at all. Which means this battle hunger feels kind of pointless a lot of the
Blast
time.
off.
There we go. They just want to pressure him. They realize that there's no regen on this bottom lane right now, but you can already see that they're ferrying in more.
Yeah, it is coming. Always Wanna Fly got another salve, and because of that, Vitun should be healed up very soon.
Blast off for 20. They just
Top
want to keep
lane.
them away. That's where it's happening. RTW brought low. General does have the swashbuckle and can get the kill. He might have even got a second one if Solo had walked into it.
Or if he actually used it in that line, right? He could
Yeah.
have maybe attempted that, but it would be dangerous for him, maybe. So
I guess for him as well, you think about it, it's maybe better if you just keep Solo here with low mana, which he's going to fail to do because swashbuckle didn't stop the clarity. But already a sense
doing
that
axe
Iceberg
things.
can't play the lane. They said
Yeah,
there's
it's
the axe.
difficult. It's really difficult. It's difficult for Iceberg to lane, and it's difficult for this Jakiro to do anything about Rezo farming the jungle. Especially from this point onwards, because Zaz will be able to just mine the jungle where Axe is farming. You can see already there are some red mines on the stairs. So you have to be very, very careful about how you move with this Jakiro.
Yeah, you can more or less cut off any angle approach if you like mine the stairs from mid as well. So there's never any sort of, you know, TP in and fight coming out towards the axis.
Zaz might be forced to TP. Or
He's
maybe
got blast
suicide
off.
here.
Yeah. He can just wait it out now. At this point, you just kind of question mark your opponent.
I think what he was trying to do is take both bounties, and he could have actually gotten it if he just blast off to the high ground instantly, right? It wasn't on cooldown, was it?
It was. He had 4 seconds.
It was? Yeah, okay, okay. So that's why he didn't. Makes sense. Top lane, Aloha.
We'll try and push him away and be successful. But, you know, you can't question it, Leslie. This is a prime techies player. This is the difference between you and him. He plays techies. He knows that blast off doesn't work if it's on cooldown.
Always Wanna Fly.
He's just having a tour of the mid lane right now. But it's going to hurt.
He might be...
He's going to have a tour of his fountain.
Oh, actually...
Nope, not enough. We'll get him low, though, and that means Iceberg. He only just got back here. He might be returning to base again.
He's a level behind, and I'm not sure where he goes at this point. He can't... He's not really the best at farming the jungle. He will try to, but... this really isn't what you want to be doing as a dead prophet.
No, and it's not like you could gank bot. Rezo's 6. He doesn't care. He'll turn around and kill you. There isn't really a place to play off, because then you look at top. General's not level 6 yet. There's no play to be made under the tower there.
I think the game plan for FlyToMoon right now is kill Lich first, maybe?
That's a bit of an ask. Trying for it. They already used the swashbuckle. If they keep getting disarmed like this, maybe, but the missed chance comes in. General, nice. Big fat heal coming out. All your regen wasted.
That was a full wand coming from him. But yeah, I think the plan is to just rotate onto the sniper as soon as possible.
Monkey business is appropriate here. That was a route at every moment you possibly needed to get a kill into the Rubik. There's a rotation towards mid. I think Zayas is getting ready to shake his little booty. I like
Still
that
level
mine
5
as well,
Iceberg.
because now they'll know if anyone's going to TP in.
Yeah, Rezo came as well. So.
Hello. Goodbye. He gets one siphon out, but they should have the damage to
Might be
bring him
enough.
down. No, they can just dunk him with the assassinate. It's just a matter of who they want to give the kill to. And they'll give it to Rezo because he ticks out to the battle hunger. Now Vitsun forced to fight against 4 heroes. Instead, he'll just take the creep and run, as they also lose the low heart dance. General, that's a level 5 Pango. It's not as scary as you think, and no one is able to escape. TP's right in the nose. Solo will die for this, though. But whoop-de-doo. As you pos 5, you kill their mid, you force all their heroes towards the mid lane as well. BP are happy with that.
That was really good from no one to understand that he needed to TP there instantly. He triggers that TP right away and survives. General, I think he's very sad that he wasn't 6 there, because if he was, that could be a huge opportunity for a turnaround.
Yeah, and they desperately need one at this rate. You know, this is... You look at the way their lineup functions, they want to be brawling early. Yeah, you got this lifestealer, but it's not this I'll wait until Radiance hero that we're used to seeing in previous years. This new lifestealer is totally different. General?
Mid lane, yeah, they're trying.
Here's the problem. You don't want to run away straight away once you fail the disarm because you don't feel safe against the sniper.
He does have Rolling Thunder now. The only question is, will he stick around mid lane or will he go away and find some farm? It looks like he's sticking around. I can't blame him. They really have to shut down no one's farm a little bit, but it's very difficult. He's smart enough to just lay back and farm the stacks for now.
Well, they
and
know
there's
that
the scan
he's
as well.
Yeah, they scanned him. So they now know that he's moved to the other side because it lasted long enough. And if General does make a move, it might be his last. All the while, by the way, Axe has just been casually farming. He's halfway towards the Blink Dagger already. Roll the Thunder in. And that is not the stouty hero he was looking for. He was hoping for one with a gun. The Swashbuckle, it won't be enough, but the Ice Path will finish him off. Actually, General did get the kill. He gives his life, however, for it. And they might lose more now, as always one of Fly's being chased onto. Assassinate will blow his brains out all over the pavement.
They do look kind of similar, though, don't they? Techies and Sniper, at this point, at least. They kind of walk in a similar fashion. Their height is the same, so, you know, got confused a bit. Obviously didn't, but yeah, when you're rolling in blind like that, you're hoping to find the Sniper. Sometimes you find a Techies instead.
Luckily
Something
for them,
about a box of chocolates in life here.
All right, Forrest Gump. Invis route. That's been picked up with DP, but I think they scouted that because they were on the high ground behind her. So no play can be made at all anyway. But VP, I mean, it's so greedy how quickly they're just moving up into the opponent's area of the map. But what is there that they're threatened by at this stage? I mean, I'm pretty sure Iceberg was meant to be the threatening factor at this stage in the game for FlyToMoon, right?
Yeah, but he can't really pressure because of the Sniper. And that same Sniper, he already has a Necro completed. And right now it's not that big of a deal, but once he gets that level 10 and 15% cooldown reduction, suddenly those Necros just skyrocket him in net worth because he'll be able to farm across the map constantly.
Just gotta be grateful for those nerfs to talents. It used to be much more disgusting on the Sniper.
It used to be 20, right?
Was it even higher at one point? I can't remember if it was even
25
higher.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then they nerfed it to 20, and then we had the most things have been nerfed by a quarter.
Yeah.
So that was like a Thanos snap for talents.
Mid lane, no one.
Big fight, no one. Bit off more than he can chew, and now there'll be no one from VP here as he gets evaporated.
So the thing is, usually when they play the Sniper, he's more on the defensive, but he has crushed this lane so hard that he's feeling a little bit too strong and he's trying to make these aggressive moves. And as a Sniper, if you're out of position, you're dead. You don't have any mobility with Necros and you're really not the tankiest hero out there, so your positioning means everything in a game as a Sniper.
Yeah, he kind of, in that situation, he looked less like a Rottweiler, more like Scrappy dude, just, you know, let me at him and then discovers very quickly that the monsters would kill him.
Who's Scrappy Doo? Is that from Scooby-Doo? Some...
Yeah.
What is that?
He's the little puppy that always wants to fight everyone.
Ah, okay, I see.
Oh.
What about Always Wanna Fly? What happened to him?
He wanted to fight the floor. The floor won because there was some mines on its side.
Okay, I see. No one doing the same thing, but this time around he does have Lich and Zayat by his side. The trusty companions. So he should be able to take down the tier 1.
Yeah, just have Zayat slap down some mines and there's no way they'll touch him. Rezo, I believe, has the Blink Dagger. Yep, on its way out on the Courier. This is where VP can start to ramp up some aggression. Zayat is wiggling his tushy, but they're pinging it. Can they bring Iceberg down quick enough with that sort of damage? Yeah, that would work. That would do the trick.
That's so crazy. That silence destroys that Prophet because she can't siphon. He needs Yules as soon as possible.
And that just means that Zayat's going to then plop a nice mine down next to you. It's not an easy game for the DP. Pretty easy game
fight,
for the troll, though.
yeah, because he's not joining. If you think about that fight, the only heroes that were used were Sniper and 2 supports. So they're not really investing a lot into these ganks, into these big objective takedowns. Tier 1 on the mid lane is big for a solo Sniper to take, yet alone to get 2 kills afterwards as well.
Yeah. And you can already see that no one's now just shifting elsewhere. Like, he realizes his role. Like we already said in the mid lane, we saw he's just going to play forward, try and walk down these towers while Troll keeps the farming race going with this lifestealer. And blink in. Rezo holds on the Q, realizes no one's close enough. He has got the call, he's still holding on to it, but now he's in the middle of a barbecue. He doesn't quite realize he's the prime beef. And Aloha dance. He feels suddenly very tanky and fast.
Yeah, General just got soloed top by Troll. He popped his ulti and just constantly locked him with the ensnares, so General could never pop his ulti off. That was sad. But Aloha Dance did that really well. Shrapnel on level 4 is such a great spell. He steals it, moves into the right direction to dodge Sniper's Shrapnel, and then uses his own to prevent Axe from getting on top of him that easily. Really well played by Rubik, who's single-handedly defended this tier 1.
I guess the other thing to highlight about why Shrapnel's so amazing in this game is, like, usually, especially when you talk about support sniper, it gets amazing when you get that Shrapnel talent, right? With the extra 14% slow. You'll get that on a Rubik because of Arcane Supremacy.
I mean, even without it, you can pretty much clear a wave, full wave with 1 Shrapnel. And that's such a strong defensive tool. You don't have to be close to a creep wave, but you're defending your tower.
Definitely. It's the case they can do
He
both
might die
things.
now,
Yeah, they're going to take it away from him. Like, they say, okay, you've had a few shrapnels, you can take a break. This tower, which is going to take a break.
Situations such as this one is very common for a support to die in because it's just worth it. You're buying enough space. Lich, solo.
Support dies, they're just buying space, Liz.
Yeah, it's another situation that's not common, it's normal for supports to feed. Please don't flame me in my games, guys. Because he's warding. That's it. He's just on expedition
I've just
to ward.
got this image of you, just as you're about to die, putting a ward on the ground wherever you are and going, it's fine, guys. I warded.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as you give vision.
Yeah, even if it's just like a tiny iota of vision, you have increased the knowledge, the information your team is being fed. Although you have also increased the gold that your opponents are being fed.
Rezo is hunting down General, but yeah, he backed out completely. Should be fine.
I like this effect on the Lifestealer, which is meant to be the kill streak effect, right? But on a golden Lifestealer, it just looks like it's telling us that he's farming well.
Look at the mines from Zayat, by the way. Look at where he's mining right now. This is so sick. He understands that his team will be playing in the Radiant jungle, and FlyToMoon, they're not really ready to fight them. And because of that, they'll try to play around top. Also, I guess they'll try to play around top because they're afraid of mines. They think they're bottom. Unless Zayat has been scouted out.
I just hate it when we highlight these things, because I've noticed recently in my pub games, you probably have as well when you see techies, they're getting smarter with these mines. They're putting them in the little choke points towards where you want to farm, or to the side of the camp, just outside of typical sentry vision.
The most common ones are around the hard camps, but a little bit to the side.
Yeah, because it like near the hard camps, right, there's good warden spots. So as long as it's just to the side, you don't see it coming. All in all, though, I mean, your Lifestealer is farming well. It's just chiefly concerning that VP have a sniper and a troll doing this well already.
A sniper and a troll, man. This
I've heard that
evokes
somewhere before.
some memories, evokes some memories of really, really bad patches.
Like, I literally said it, and hairs on my back went up, like on the back of my neck. They're moving. Pull comes out on the V2. And he did use the rage straight away, so it's all physical and nothing else. And RTW, he needs to be careful because he already used the battle trance. That was greedy. As a result, he will pay a price for it as he gets brought down. In general, on the hunt, will find additional targets as he does see Rezo. Swashbuckle doesn't want to give him the chance to blink away, but the creeps. General, fatal error being made. The reinitiation gun was out from Rezo, but look at that. Lifestealer jumps inside General, keeps the Pangolier alive, and they'll be able to move away without any casualties.
Such a good play from V2, man. He's on point. He's been impressing me the most as a carry so far in the CIS when it comes to the upcoming ones. He's been on point. He's been playing really well.
It's almost like, you know, you used to having carries go, well, what about my game? And he just sits there straight away and goes, my game is better if your game is better, bro. And yeah, usually saves the lives of his teammates regularly.
Yeah, because it isn't really an easy life stealer game as well. He's playing versus Troll. Troll for the longest time used to be considered a counter. And also a sniper that's not really easy to reach, right? So it's not the easiest game for a life stealer unless, like you said, his teammates are having a good game. Most importantly, General. If he has an early blink, then suddenly this... top lane mines. General, no! Why doesn't he... Can't he kill him? He's 50% HP.
Like he can 100% kill him, but I think CIS is busy. He's having a fight right now, so he's not looking in the right place. Jakiro will be brought down instead, and I'm pretty sure his General got away with this. The rest of his team, however, not so lucky. Iceberg, maybe he does. He used the Exorcism, but that might be just a defense Exorcism. General does come in now with the Royal Thunder, and the man who survives is going to turn this fight around, all because they did not notice he was on the mines. Troll goes down, and that's not going to be the only casualty. Instead, the war continues. Rezo jumps in with the cool on to 2, but low heart dance. He has a friendly surprise inside of him, but Rezo won't like this gift. He wishes he could refund it as they take down the Axe as well. They'll chase through on a solo. He might be the final casualty, but FlyToMoon, they strike back hard. They kill 3 heroes on the side of VP, and they might even flip a few objectives. Well, there's the price. There's always a price against techies.
Yeah. No one?
He's got problems. Iceberg is...
General is close.
He's coming. They've got the Yules. Rubbing their hands together saying, give me gold. Zayats, he can't do anything. He hasn't got the blast off for a while. The TP out will be successful. Maybe they could kill Zayats instead.
Okay, the casual pause. No voice from mines.
I wondered, because he kind of just walked into it.
Damn, that's actually a pretty big bug, and General says he has the same thing.
Yeah, I think this. I think it's something to do with the amount of like audio channels that Dota has, right? Because you've probably noticed this over the years, right? Is if a lot of spells are used at the same time, some of them you can't hear properly because there's only so many audio channels. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe there was just another bunch of effects going on. I mean, we know that General couldn't hear or see mines because he sat on a bunch top for ages. He could even feel him vibrating against his leg, but they didn't go off. General's like, oh, I can hear him.
That's actually so bad if you like to listen to music while you're playing Dota.
Yes.
There's there's a lot of players that really like to listen to the songs, and once you queue up versus techies, now he kills him top.
In the same spot where he lived last time.
Yeah, those mines were definitely enough. He was just too busy fighting on the bottom lane.
Do you know what you're doing if you're General? You're like, when did techies get up here and place these? Because I was here last time. And...
Man, Zayats is so close to Ags. 500 gold away, actually.
Hey, he's definitely getting his value here. And it's not like they're lacking items to fight with right now. You can already see Reza's almost got enough for the Blade Mail. Not that'll stop him from fighting before that. Really, what's the big item on this side of FlyToMoon? We won't get to find out before a fight. Hero initiate onto his silenced up for a long time, but nice silence out from Iceberg. They can't pop anyone just yet. They lose the techies instead, and Jakiro managed to walk away. He's got the ice path, just the tip onto Rezo, and he's been left alone to die. They've already lost the Lich. They'll lose the Axe as well. You get the 2 most valuable heroes out, but that was Virtus.pro's initiation, and it completely backfires.
How are these fights going so poorly for Virtus.pro? Because they're the ones initiating, like you just said. They're the ones picking these fights, but they're just being repelled so hard.
We don't think of Axe as a primary initiator, right? Like, I feel like this is one of the most recurring things we say about Axe in draft analysis is he's a good counter initiator or a second line initiator. You don't usually want him going first because, I mean, who's covering him once he's in? He's usually the guy
Especially
who
because-
saves someone.
Especially because they didn't even kill the Jakiro, right? And
Yeah.
once you don't kill that hero, he can just turn an ice path multiple. If he was a bit closer, he could have caught Troll as well with that ice path. So they were even lucky in that situation.
I think it's also, you just got to give so much credit to Iceberg, because we talked about how long the silence is from techies, how annoying it is, but the mirror matchup, and we just saw in that fight when he silenced 3 heroes, is this silence from DP is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, it's the 2 longest silences, I think, in the game.
Outside of like,
On-
I think global silence is just as long, but yeah, that's a big cooldown.
I mean, yeah, it's like a normal spell with a low cooldown. 13 seconds with 5 seconds of duration, and on your blast off, it's 7 seconds, but a bit longer cooldown, 35.
Yeah, you can get that extremely low at 20 though, bringing it down to just 12 seconds. Or 13,
I'll play
sorry.
in general.
Oh,
Blinks out.
See ya.
And Lich.
Left behind. Unwanted scraps, but FlyToMoon will take what they can get. It's just more gold into their lifestealer. You mentioned already, I mean, this matchup should be Troll favored, but he's just
Yeah, look at
struggling
his
to
build
catch
as
him.
well. He's just going for heart next.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, so you're keeping everyone else alive? What?
Oh, but if you look at that Prophet, he's doing the same thing. They're just
What?
bulking up. It's great. Yeah, he bought plate mail, and instead of going for Shivas and anything like that, no, just straight into a heart. They just want to live through these mines.
Do you ever feel that the conversation's going, yo, they got techies, right? Yep. Do they have anyone to build Spirit Vessel? Nope. Can we build hearts? And then there's just always one fly going, Devi. just start. Just do
Devi.
it.
Just
do it.
Devi.
Just go. Hey, if it works, it works. And they don't really lack the damage to follow through on these fights so far.
Yeah, so far they don't, but it can get problematic. We'll see. This is a good rush attempt. There is a chance of a counterplay for VP, but Axe is just running top. He does not know.
No, and by the time you realize it's going to be hard to get in, you can already see that Rubik's
Zayat.
hero. Oh no, Zayat. They'll come out of the pit for that. You always kill a techies when you see a techies. That's usually how he gets the rampages. But look
They
at
do
this.
know now.
Nice. I like that from General. He's got his tingling. He plays enough Axe. He knows exactly where Rezo's going to be standing at that moment.
He was also going for the bounty run, right? It was 25th minute mark.
I decided to lead with great knowledge and skills over you greedy POS.
Yeah, you're looking at the bright side. That's the problem. Meanwhile, everyone just cares about those juicy bounties. You can see Rezo, he didn't find the one on top, but he TP'd bottom to get the other one instead.
No, no one. Iceberg is a very speedy boy because he has a surprise waiting inside of him. The call is good from Rezo, but no one is way too safe for the action to feel safe. They're going to throw out the Chain Frost, but they'll separate the fight, and Vitun, with the Rage, will just stay right on top of the Sniper. This is how you deal with Sniper drafts. You do not let up. You run straight at him, but the DP cost is high. And now
Yeah, I
Vitun,
think they're a bit too deep.
they're going to try and fight up against this, and RTW is protected now, but the Roll Thunder Through is good. Nice control. They can't perma-stun him, but they can cliff him. They say stay. Bad boy. BKB. That is great for a
That's
TP
so
away,
stupid.
but I mean, he's TP into the tower, but the problem is now you have no BKB, and instead Rezo being chased onto next. Lich, he's doing a lot of work with these Frost Shields.
That's one of the... I don't know. That situation was so stupid, like cliffing him with the Rolling Thunder, and then he has to BKB to TP out. LTW just keeps on finding himself in these weird situations, man.
That's true. You just imagine right there, Solo's just yell at him, just TP to ties. I don't want to do it. Just use the BKB right now. I'm your captain. Okay. Oh, okay. I was wondering when we were going to get the shenanigans explosions, and they've been far and few between, actually. Like, they've done a good job of dodging out his mischievous attempts at killing people.
Now, do they have a gem yet? When is it gonna happen? What do you think?
I mean, you
When is
have
someone
two
gonna
people
just go?
parts, right? I'm pretty sure one of them could carry it for you.
When are they gonna tilt? That's the question. You know, you reach that point in which you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'll buy a gem.
I think it's when they
There's
lose, when they give techies a rampage, they'll buy the gem list. But until that happens, they're just kind of shrugging about it.
Yeah, there's almost a heart completed for VTune. So if you want to have someone that's able to run through those mines, he's about there. Needs 100 gold more.
I also love General's build in this game, having gone for the Heaven's Halberd. You know, because it's like that experience when a PA builds a dayless. You know, it's better to not rely on RNG, especially when you're against the hero like Troll Warlord. Especially when he has a BKB.
It's a really good item.
Yes.
Not only is it a good, does it have a massive active versus the troll, it's also pretty solid to give you some HP and survivability.
And that's the thing, right? That's why this lifestealer can fight up against the troll, is because he's enabled by the Pangolier so much. We saw it with the Cliffin before, and I'm sure we're going to see it again. I'm not sure if we'll get him on a cliff, but they break the smoke. They know about it. They ping him out straight away, but there's no way they're going towards General there. Just look at how fabulously strong he looks standing there. He's like, all right, I'm the master. Come learn a lesson. Demining time. Ding, ding.
They still have the Aegis, and they have a minute and 30 seconds to use it, so they really want to get the fight here.
They will get a lot of use out of it, considering they have Aegis and Heart. But look at the backline jump. Nicely done by VP. They stab in straight on the DP. Iceberg buys a bit of time by going up with the Yules. And now LTW switches target. Iceberg. V2 saves the day. Comes out with the Infest. And now with the BKB running out, LTW doesn't want to fight anymore. In the meantime, Techies is going to go down. But they're all fun through. The controller's good on a sniper. They don't even care about the troll anymore. If they can kill him off, it's for the better. No one goes down. LTW is going to be chased onto. Pangolier is going to eat a stun, so he can't move forward for more. But don't worry, with that exorcism, it won't be wasted. They're going to go up into the high ground as the tier 3 is exposed.
And it's so enjoyable to see them finding ways to play against this sniper techies BS. The heart on the Dead Prophet with the Yules gives her enough time for VTune to jump in and provide her with more survivability. It's so good. That fight right there is all they needed, and it looked so bad at the start. But ingenuity and just making these crazy builds is what's giving them the game.
It's definitely amazing how effective it's being, and now they're
Top
going to
lane
move
Troll.
straight from bot to top as Troll was found too deep. With the TP in, there is no TP out for the Troll because Iceberg has that Yules. Jakiro was left behind. He's going to make the best out of the bad situation and farm before he does inevitably go down.
Yeah, got one creep wave, but man, Troll, what the hell? I guess he didn't expect General to be back so soon. And it's one of those things that really a lot of players can learn from. If your team is pushing and you have some sort of instant disable with the Blink Dagger, you should never be in vision. And that's what General is really good with. Like, if his team is pushing, he's hiding in the trees if he doesn't need to hit, so that he's able to TP back without being noticed and then stop these split pushers, rats such as Troll.
Oh,
Yep.
he does it for his team, Liz. A lot of hard dance bites the bullet so they don't have to. But then again, I'm pretty sure V2's sitting there going, silly Rubik. I've got a heart. I don't bite any bullets.
He has 800 gold, 850 actually on Rubik. I'm just waiting for him to switch from that Yules to a gem.
It could happen. I think the rest of his team doesn't care too much. Like, oh, when you tip like that, I can feel him hovering on the gem right now. Rezo will make it out. General too late to stop it. No one is still here. He wants to force attention back to bot after FlyToMoon moves away.
He's probably just gonna use the Necros after they're off cooldown and one Shrapnel and TP back. That way he can continuously pressure this lane while still being in a fight around mid.
Yep, it looks like they might get into a fight. LTW moves back just in time. They have the Exorcism, and with the Arcane written, you know they're going to throw out the ultimate from Iceberg. There it is. Unleash the beast.
They will not defend this tier 2. Axe actually rotated back bottom, and you know that he doesn't have a TP, so he can't really be there in time.
And this, I mean, these monstrosities, look at this. I mean, I would wager the Iceberg and V2 are more monster than a certain energy drink right now. because there's nothing that they're scared of. Everything is scared of them.
Rezo is trying to creep skip though. He's on the mid lane, and he did get that creep wave, so...
It's burning down too fast though. Maybe with the Frost Shield, they can slow us down low enough at the back door. I mean, V2, he has to leave at some point. Or does he? There it is.
Yep.
That's the we're done here point.
They caught Rezo though.
Yeah, LTW is trying to cut their backline though as they retreat. Rezo is caught out, can't do anything, and it looks like the Troll Warlord is not going to assist, so Resolution will go down.
Sniper, he's caught.
Ooh, no, they get him out. 4-staff is good. No, I don't even know why you put him on the barbecue. You wouldn't even get much meat out of the short stuff there. It's pushing in again. Man, it looks so simple the way that FlyToMoon are doing this, but to get to this point in the game where you do this, and now they're going to make it a bit more complicated for the side of VP. 4-staff to try and get away, but he runs straight for the Ice Path stun, which means that Sniper is dead. Has he got a buyback to get back in this? I don't think so. Exism's going to come out. There's the Infest out, and CIS is going to fall with a disarm out on Troll Ward. He cannot fight up against the overwhelming damage, but he'll have to. He goes to the Battle Trance. The BKB still run. The call's going to come out, so they stick together with the Chain Frost bouncing around, but it's not enough to get through the Lifestealer. And now the BKB running out soon, you're going to run into problems. The Ice Path is going to be there. The 4-staff, the movement away from safety means that Troll Warlord is dead. 85 seconds in the grave, and now it's hitting tier 4's time. They still cannot put a dent in this DP and this Lifestealer.
They do have buyback on the troll, but is it actually worth it? Maybe if they manage to delay for 30 seconds and then buyback at the same time Sniper is up, but it's hard.
It's not going to take them that long. Just look at the attack speed, because you've got the Hyperstone on this Lifestealer. There's the buyback. They need to slow it down, they know it, but it's so risky without the BKB for another 25.
8 more seconds for Sniper. They need to jump very soon.
If there was one item that could help you, it was this one. The tier 4 towers might have liked it too. We're on Thunder through. Beautiful from General. Just cuts the backline straight away so they can't even get close. That does mean there's an opportunity though, because once this runs out, VP could jump. In general, the back straight away from the ranged attack. He'll be able to swashbuckle out. They move forward onto V2, and they actually need to deal with him right now. But the BKB now available to LTW. Maybe the fight. Iceberg, he's siphoning off from a lot of heroes. They're all going to have to try and split and move away. But General moves straight across to the main one. Zeiss, they want to get rid of the techies before he can become a problem. They're going to get him low. He looks to move in. We'll be able to make up the Ice Path. Cuts them off from retreat into the fountain. And now the Chain Frost won't do enough. They're going to lose the Lich as well. Axe is almost dead, but gets in the fountain safe. And GG gets called. VP, SSVP set sail. But early in their voyage here at Epic Beyond, they run straight into an iceberg.
Man, damn. This series definitely didn't go the way I expected it. Now, FlyToMoon, they have been on a rise, on a steady rise recently, and they have won versus Alliance 2-0, while VP did lose versus them. And also VP, they aren't playing way too many tournaments. But the style of and the gameplay from FlyToMoon in this last game was so on point. They did everything right. And you're playing versus Techie's Sniper. I can't stress how difficult this game is to execute for FlyToMoon without making any big mistakes, but they do exactly that. Now, Virtus.pro, they did have a couple of wonky movements. Maybe LTW has been caught a couple too many times out of position. But Sniper crushed that lane so hard. Zayats had so much after the laning stage. He had a very fast Aghanims too. And still, though, you don't manage to win this game because eventually Vitun gets that heart, Iceberg does the same, and they roll over you. But I can't say this enough. It was very, very difficult to do so. You are playing versus all these mines, Sniper. Yeah. It's so difficult to move into position, and I really think it comes down to the fact that Sniper won his lane too hard. You win your lane too hard, and instead of fighting on your side of the... Yeah, you play too confident on their side of the map instead of just setting perimeter and waiting your 5-slotted Sniper. Like, look at this. He has a Pike and a Maelstrom. It's not your scary Sniper. It's just some, pea shooter from the distance. You don't really care that much.
You might have a point there, because I kind of highlighted on this a little bit, that we weren't really seeing these techies shenanigans much. Because wherever their minds were, obviously FlyToMoon had moved on, or they dewarded. There was never a moment where you could feel like VP had good vision control in that second half of the game. And like, I just want to give full credit to them for doing something that a lot of teams have struggled with, which is making a hero which has historically, since CIS joined Virtus.pro, has been banned out practically every game, look so trivial by building hearts, which sounds so trivial, but to get to that point is no small feat from FlyToMoon.
Yeah, they let them have the stackies, and VP today they lost twice with it. I don't know. They have to be really really demoralized because this is their hero, right? If VP picks stackies, they're expected to be doing well, but yeah, these last few series did not look that great.
No, they didn't. And that means that Virtus.pro, the start to this group is bad for them. I mean, there's two teams that have started this group late. Virtus.pro and then Secret will start their games tomorrow. Of course, I don't think we're expecting Secret to have as hard of a start, just because of how they've been looking recently. But when you think about who Virtus.pro has left to go up against, they've got Liquid, who I wouldn't want to face Liquid right now. Like, if
Are
I
looking
had my
amazing,
choice,
yeah.
if I had my choice of teams, I would want to be as far away from that as possible. I mean, this is a team that I think they opened up with a statement against NiP when they picked Huskar Oracle as an opener and allowed all the counters in the world and still dominated their opponents. And then you have... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Liquid, they're just in a really good position in which meta completely fits them, their playstyle, and they've nerded out so many strategies that they look like a solid tier 1 team right now, and they truly are. I'm happy for them. They're probably the team that has been grinding the most votes for the longest time, even. Yeah,
together as well. That's the important thing, right? They're proof that longevity can be good. Like, over time, you know, they've had their ups and downs, but that you could have a kind of an average curve, right, where it's always going up. And they're definitely playing some of their best votes at the moment. VP, of course, not so much. And out of the other teams that VP still has to face, rather, you've got Team Empire, which you'd think would be just an easy series. But, I mean, Empire, they opened it up by being Alliance, whereas, you know, you could argue with Alliance on form. So maybe they get that game. But after that, it's Ninjas and Pajamas, who is a team that I want to say they're inconsistent, but when they get the drafts they want, their execution is a serious problem for their opponents.
Yeah, NIP is also on point. Yeah, they aren't winning many games. They lost versus Alliance, I think, twice recently as well. Some series aren't really working out for them, but they're a team that has a lot of potential. It's no wonders they were chicken fighters, and then chicken fighters, right? And then suddenly NIP takes them. They're really good. Soneko is a good captain. They have a lot of upcoming young stars that are willing to play, and some old school players there around too. So I think these teams, such as NIP, such as VP Prodigy, they're pretty much the future of this scene.
Yeah,
they're doing really well.
I mean, that's the thing. You look at Viking, you look at these Bates new squad, like the potential there. Like, it's nice to see that we're still getting fresh new young players in, and they're able to.
Yeah, Viking is amazing as well. Like today, they won versus OG. That was such a good performance for them, and it didn't feel like they cheesed them out.
Wow.
Okay, last game, Broodmother. Okay, but that first victory was really all hands down to them. They just outdrafted OG. They let them have everything they wanted, and then they picked what's necessary to win against it. Really good from Vikings.
Definitely. And then on the other side of things, FlyToMoon, of course, now with this victory, that puts them up at 9 points over, I believe it is going to be 4 series. So they're actually looking pretty solid. They could very easily get second place in the groups, or possibly first if Team Liquid falters in the final series. As FlyToMoon will open up tomorrow. We're not going to be on that broadcast. We've got some new casters in. I'll check the schedule for you guys in a sec to figure out who that is. But the games for you tomorrow will be FlyToMoon versus Empire, so we'll open up more CIS action. FlyToMoon in their current form, hard to bet against them. After that, you're going to have Team Secret. They finally start to play their games. So they've actually got some busy days, because on the 23rd, they play the first and the third series. On the 24th, they do the same as well. But on the 22nd, they're going to open up easy. They're going to start easy. Second series of the day, they're going to have against Team Unique. And then the third series of the day will be another Virtus.pro showing, as we were mentioning at the start of this kind of like end of broadcast analysis, up against Team Liquid. It's kind of do or die. I want to say, like, you need that game, or you're definitely in a lower bracket at that stage for VP, which, you know, it's not even an unfair assessment. It's actually an accurate one. But we'll have to see if they can do that. We're done today. We're going to wrap this up now. I believe there's probably some NA action about to kick off on this channel anyway. But when you return tomorrow, you're going to have some new casters. If I'm not mistaken, is it who I think it is, Liz? I think they're getting a new caster, right? It's not us. It's not Sayori and Trent. You any idea who it could be?
No, tell me.
Oh, wait for it. Wait for it. You got to build into it. It's Toby.
Oh, really?
That's
I
right.
didn't know.
Viking GG's offlaner is. Wait, no, the other one. Okay, Toby's going to be open up today. I am lying about us being completely done. We will be with you for Virtus.pro versus Liquid. So, you know, they like having us on CIS stuff. But you'll be opening the day with Toby for the first 2 series. I'm not sure who he's casting with yet. I think they wanted to keep that a surprise from even us. But I'll be watching.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to ruin that surprise for me, but we're going to keep it stum. Keep it secret from all of you. And we'll bid you a good night.
Bye-bye.